time for some real shit. So before we start, I would like to ask you a question. How many of you have used a clean toilet today?
Yeah, I hope so.
Well, 600 million Indians do not have that option because they do not have toilets, and 400 million of them also do not have water. They live in these cramped spaces in urban slums, 100 million of them, which are problem across all the cities of India because of rapid urbanization India is going through. They have few sanitation options. Most of them use these makeshift filthy toilets, mostly used by women because they need privacy in the slums, and many of them do this. The resulting untreated waste pollutes environment and leads to disease. 1,000 kids in India die every day, and this is more than HIV and malaria combined. Women spend up to 1.5 hours every day to try to find a private place to defecate, and in that process they get raped, abused, and all sorts of things. So a year ago I dropped out of my management program in Northwestern University and I started this company. How to provide toilets profitably, and I got some support from Gates Foundation. But then the question I ask myself every day: how do I reach 100 million customers in 5 years? Because my best plans tell me that I am going to reach only 10 million customers, and that's why I'm up at night thinking about ways to figure this out. So I try to find out why do existing programs do not work. And after research and ethnographic research, I found that there are two critical reasons. Most of them run out of funding, operational funding, and others do not incorporate behavior change programs in their system. And the behavior change is important because somebody who has never used a toilet, how do you start making them use the toilet? How do you start making them develop hygienic practices? So I started thinking about how do I create a program that does both. So I started looking at it, and this is what I found. The people who do not have toilets do have a cell phone. And cell phone is so important in their life that it becomes their status. So I started exploring further, and I found that they spend up to 4,000 rupees a year on a talk time on cell phone because this is their network to the outer society, and it's a huge market. There are 15 carriers in India who are trying to get into this market. Naturally, the market is getting commoditized. The prices are so low that the networks don't know how to figure out how to increase their don't know how to increase their revenue. And there is a heavy churn rate. When these customers are so price sensitive that they will keep changing their services every time some other service gives an offer. And these dual SIM, 4-SIM phones, the prevalence of these phones actually is an indicator of that. And they spend up to 10% on retaining a customer. And this happened to the airline industry in US. And they were saved by rewards program. So I started thinking, what if I have my own rewards program called Poop Rewards that will not only help mobile phone industry, but will help promote toilets. So I started doing some back of the napkin calculations before I came here. And I thought, okay, what if I tell Airtel that I will retain this customer for you, whom I actually understand, whose behavior I actually understand, for half the cost? This gives me 200 rupees per year. What if I give it back half of that to the user so that he goes to the toilet again and again, but it still leaves me some for myself and some to put in a poop fund, right? Over a year, for 10,000 toilet users, this creates me enough fund to create 50 new toilets for 2,500 new customers, and this becomes a revolving and a growing fund, right? So I talked to Airtel. They are pretty excited. I talked to founder of Mila, who provides sanitation funds for toilets, and he said that this is a great partnership. And Mr. Vijay told me that this is easily implementable. So we figured out how we can execute. What the idea is to go to the existing toilet facilities and make their users our customers in our system, so that we start generating some funds to create more toilets and eventually go into different spaces. There is water, health, education, and government programs, and it's a win-win platform for the community, for the business, and for our partners. But why does it matter? The studies have shown that $1 of investment in sanitation leads to $10 of returns.
Um,